called No Ads Land. This one's called Hinged Happiness. This is based on my flatmate I had in Sydney, who was either drinking or smoking. Picked up a spacer from the building site and flipped it so it could express his feelings. Now this one is called What's He Building in There? It's a Tom Waits song. I used a base of a model for a house and then oil painting. And I used the rules from a Lego building game where they didn't want you to promote religious ideas or build anything inappropriate. These are another two paintings called Happy as a Box of Birds and Butterflies. It's a saying I could never understand. I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy if you start with a box. And the one on the right is called Rugby and Everything After. That's New Zealand's infatuation with rugby, which is sort of happening right now, which is over the top. This is called The Real Wild West. It's a cross-section through Australia into New Zealand. With a bridge. With them burning coal and one of our mountains are up here. Now this is my first show I had in Palm, so I named it Wide Streets, Narrow Minds. The local newspaper, the Evening Standard, didn't publish the name of the show. But still, it was a good show. And this is a painting cross-section through the Manawatu. This is an artwork I did after the Christchurch earthquakes. It's New Zealand getting ripped apart. In Christchurch below with someone holding a waka. And my Machu Picchu up in the clouds. Someplace you'd rather be maybe at that time. So these are some sculptures I did out of found objects. Nothing interesting on the TV. Like spinning words. Fred and Siri having a domestic on the street. And lips made from a shell and then just some bent steel. And then I got into some digital work. Give more, on a good way, obviously. Real Fern and Redfern. And one of the worst streets for traffic in Sydney is South Downing Street. So I sort of got the South Downing blues every time I drive on there. This is from a show I just had recently in Palmerston North at a new gallery called the White Room. The painting in the back room, you can see there, is called North by Northwest because of that wind. And then this is I Seas by Bob Dylan. And this one's called The Oil Effect, which is what we're doing to this Earth. And this is some current stuff which I haven't exhibited yet, but I've been working on. It's called the Real Pyramid Scheme. Obviously the 1% at the top are bloody happy and everyone else is wondering what the hell they're doing in this. And these are called thought bubbles. These are all the things that you don't say but think, right? This PC world we live in. So I've sort of toned it down for this show, but for the next one, right, I'll let loose. R18 maybe, I don't know. So onto the architecture. This is the first house I designed for a friend while I was in Sydney. It's 10 minutes south of Palmerston North. It's a pavilion with a private courtyard. And if anyone knows the area, it's always bloody windy. So I designed sliding screens to close off the internal courtyard from the south and west. This is another project I did for a friend in Melbourne. This is the old railway hotel on Spencer Street. And we basically cut the ceiling out and welded a steel box to an existing steel rafter and opened up the floor plan for him. So this is a project for a painter, Michael Johnson. He used to work next to me when I worked for another editorial. Loose character, 72. He just won the Win Prize last year. And he painted that painting in this little studio I did for him in his terrace house in Paddington. This is one I've got under construction at the moment in Petersham for another mate. he's a builder and he's run out of money, so he's sort of chip-shotting the whole job. But we've done the top at the front, and we're going to knock the back out, little glass box extension, and it's got the water tower there, which looks like a niche sculpture. And this is another one under construction. It's a warehouse in Newtown. It's one of the trickiest clients I've ever had, but really pedantic. But it's basically cutting a lot of holes and openings into this warehouse to give it more light. This is a design which has been accepted for the Venice Biennale next year by Charles Booker. He saw it on Instagram and said, "Can we have it?" I said, "Shit, yeah, take it." So I'm currently going to make a model of it, but it's basically flood-proof. So, you know, the waters rise and you can still access your house by boat. One of the reasons for leaving Aussie was to come back here and teach at Auckland Uni where I studied. So last semester I did a second year design. We did a house for different artists, and this was for Shane Cobbin. And I actually Instagrammed him and he said he likes it, which was pretty cool. And this is the last slide tonight. This sort of sums up maybe what can happen if you spend too much time on a computer doing drafting. You feel like a monkey. So I had a cat monkey dreaming. And let's hope that computers don't kill architects, but give us a hand and make life a bit easier instead of harder. So that's it.